Hello everyone, this is Vishwesh and we are in the series of videos on aptitude skills, and this video is all about quantitative topic which is profit and loss. So let's start with this. In this video we are going to deal with the understanding the concept of profit and loss and few practice questions of low difficulty, medium difficulty and high difficulty. So let's start with the concept. So basically profit and loss we are talking about. Now before dealing with all these terms, let us discuss when do we have profit and when do we have loss. So if we take example of a cycle, let's say we have purchased a cycle for rupees 4000, we'll write it as 4k, and we sold that same cycle after few days, maybe after 1 year, for 5k. So in this transaction we received 1k extra, we received 1000 extra, which is profit. On the other hand, if instead of 4000, if we have let's say we have purchased it again for 4000, but instead of 5000 we sold it for 3000 only. Okay, so in this transaction we received 1k less, and that can be called as loss. Correct? So basically, when do we have profit and when do we have loss? When there is a purchase of any product which can be known as cost price, and when we sell that same product which is known as selling price or sale price. When we have CP and SP, at that time we have either profit or loss, or maybe no profit no loss condition. Got it? So this is about purchase price and selling price, CP and SP, cost price and selling price. Now in case of profit, as we discussed here, the selling price must be higher, that's why SP minus CP, difference between these two, will be the profit, and difference between CP and SP. Now in case of loss, CP must be higher and SP must be lower. For example, here cost price is higher, selling price is lower, so here we have loss, which is 1k. And in case of profit, we had 5k minus 4k and again 1k as a profit. And here in case of loss, it was 4k cost price minus 3k selling price, and the difference was 1k, 1000, which is loss. Now in addition to these two terms, profit and loss, profit percent and loss percent, these two terms are very, very important. Understanding these two terms is very, very important. Let's understand this in detail. Now we have understood what is profit, we have understood what is loss. Here we already have understood it. But when we say percentages, percent, profit percent and loss percent, these two things are very, very important. Now let's understand it. Now in case of profit percent, whenever we calculate percentage, it is always with reference to something. It has always reference or some base or linking with something. Let's consider one example. Let's say we have the subject mathematics, and in mathematics, let's say we got 80%. We got 80%. Now when we say in one of the subject we got 80%, then this 80% is not an individual quantity. It is linked with something, and this 80% is linked with total marks of that subject. Let's say total marks of the subject were 100. The exam was out of 100, and out of 100 one of the student, or we got 80%. So we got 80%, which is the total of the subject, total marks, maximum marks were 100. So we can calculate 80% of 100. We can calculate, and this will give 80 marks. So we got 80 marks out of 100, which is 80%. Correct? Similarly, in case of profit percent, when we calculate profit percent, it is linked, or we have to compare profit with something. So in case of profit percent, this is nothing but profit. SP minus CP is profit. We already have seen it here you can see, and this profit we have to compare the denominator. We have to compare this with something, and that something is CP. So we will be comparing this profit. This is nothing but profit. We will be comparing this profit with CP and multiplied by 100 because it is percentage. Similarly, in case of loss percent, we will be comparing loss. What is loss? Loss is CP minus SP. Here we can see loss is CP minus SP. This loss we will be comparing again with CP, the original price or initial price, the cost price, and again multiply by 100. So this is how we get loss percent. So overall, we have understood what is purchase or what is cost price. We have understood sale price. We have understood profit and loss, which is SP minus CP or CP minus SP. And we also have understood profit percent and loss percent, which is profit comparing with CP into 100, loss comparing with CP again into 100. So very simple, right? All these formulae you can remember logically. No need to mug up or memorize. Logically you can understand and you can remember. Okay, now let's start with solving few questions. First we will start with low difficulty question. So here we have the question. A man buys a cycle for 1400 and sells it at the loss of 15%. What is the selling price of the cycle? Now we can solve this in two ways. One is by using formula that we just have seen, formula, and one more technique or one more way is by logic. So let's first start with formula. Now formula, the formula for here we are talking about loss percentage. So formula for loss percentage is loss percent is equals to loss, which is CP minus SP divided by CP, because we will be comparing this loss with CP, multiplied by 100. Now here this 1400 is what? He is buying a cycle for 1400, so this must be CP, and sells it at a loss of this, so this is loss percentage, very clear. And we have to calculate selling price, which is SP, that we have to calculate. So in this, loss percent is already given 15%, so we will write 15 here is equals to CP is known, which is 1400, minus SP we have to calculate, divided by 1400 again, and multiply by 100. So let's calculate it further. 0 0 we can cancel, then 15 into 14 will be the part here. We'll write it down on the next line. 15 into 14 is equals to 1400 minus SP, correct? Now SP can be brought on this side, and 1400 minus 15 into 14, this can be on another side. So this calculation will give the answer as 1190. If you calculate it, it will give the answer as 1190. So this is how we got the answer, second option, as correct. So this was traditional way, using formula. We have written the given data and we have used the formula to get the answer. Okay, so we got this answer as the final answer, 1190. Now logically, how can we solve it? Logically, you can think that a man is buying a cycle for 1400 and sells it at a loss of 15%. So this person had a loss of 15%. So he lost 15%. But how much he gained? We can say gained, or we can say received. How much he might have received? The amount 15% is lost. So he might have received 85%. But 85% of what? Whenever we talk about percentage, it is not individual quantity. It is linked with something always. So this 85% or this 15% is with respect to CP, cost price. So 85% he received as comparison with 1400. So if we calculate 85% of says multiplication of 1400, we will get the final answer as 1190. So logically also this is how we can solve it, correct? Now let's go to the next question. On this slide we have medium level difficulty question. The question is, find the selling price of an article if a shopkeeper allows two successive discounts of 5% each on the marked price of 80. Now since this question is of medium level difficulty, I request learners to please pause the video and try to solve it. If you are not able to solve, obviously here we are going to discuss the solution. Now in the question it is mentioned that selling price of an article and shopkeeper allows two successive discounts. So let's say if the selling price marked price is mentioned here. So marked price is 80, MRP or the marked price is 80 rupees 80, and there are two discounts 5% each. So we are going to apply 5% discount on the marked price. Whatever answer we will get, we will again apply 5% discount to that answer, correct, and then we will get the final answer. So here we have 80 rupees as the mark price. Let's apply 5% on this. So 10% of 80 is 8.0 or 8. 5% will be half of that, which is 4. So this product must be for 76, correct. Since it is discount, we have to subtract. 76 will be 5% discount of the given mark price 80, and on this 76 again 5% discount is there. So since it is successive discount, we have to apply 5% first and then again 5%. Directly 10% discount we cannot apply, that will be wrong method. We have to first apply 5% and again go for second 5% on the answer part. Now again 5% of 76, 10% is 7.6. So 5% will be half of this, which is half of 7 will be 3.5, and half of 0.6 will be 0.3. That we can add here, and the answer comes to be 3.8. So we have to subtract 3.8 from 76. That we can do over here. So if we subtract 4 directly, it will be 72, plus we can make 0.2. So 72.2 must be the final answer. This must be the final answer, which is 72.2. Fourth option is correct, right? Now let's go for next question. Now this is again medium level difficulty question, and this question is little tricky. So I again request all the learners to please pause the video and try to solve this on rough pages, so that you will be getting some idea about it. And if you are not able to get the answer, you can go through this solution part. Salary of a person is increased by 20% and then it is decreased again by 20%. So first it is increased and then it is decreased. Okay. Now what is the salary in figure? That is not given. So we will assume that salary of a person is 100. To make the calculations easy, we will assume it as 100. We can also assume it as X, but maybe because of X it will be still difficult to calculate or to understand. So instead we will consider it as 100. The salary is 100. Now first we are increasing this salary, increasing it by 20%. So 20% of 100 is how much? It will be 20. So 100 plus 20 will give 120. Correct. So after increase in 20%, the answer will be 120. Now we have to again decrease it by 20%, but decreasing in 120. So 120 and 20% of 120, 10% of 120 will be 12. So 20% will be 2 times, and that we can decrease. So minus 24, and this will give answer as 96. Okay, so we have first increased the salary and then we have decreased it. Now in this, the original salary was 100, but after increase and then decrease, the salary became 96. So overall 4% decrease is there. Overall 4% decrease, and option 1 must be correct here. So initially you may say that it is increased by 20 and again decreased by 20, so there is no change, neither decrease nor increase. But this fourth option is incorrect. The correct option is 4% decrease. Let's go for next. Now this question is of high difficulty level, so I request everyone to please pause the video and try solving this question. A man sold an article at a loss of 20%. So a man is there and there is one article. He sold it at the loss of 20%. If he has sold that article for 12 more, if the original price, or let's say selling price SP is X, at that time the loss is 20%. There is a loss of 20%. If it is X plus 12, then more, then he would have gained 10%. So there is a gain or profit, we can say profit of 10%. So if the price of the selling price is X, there is a loss of 20%. If the selling price is X plus 12, there is a profit of 10%. We have to find out the cost of the article. Okay, this is how the question is. Now let's assume that cost of the article is X. Since we have to find it out, let's assume that cost of the article is X, or instead of X we will take it, let's say A, since X we already have used here. Let's consider that cost price is A. Okay, now we have the formula loss percent and profit percent. Loss percent is equals to what? It is CP minus SP upon CP, and profit percent will be SP minus CP upon again CP, and obviously multiply by 100 at both the places. Now we have the formula of this loss percent and formula of profit percent. Let's put the values. Loss percent, in case of first case we had a loss of 20%, so 20 we can write over here. CP is A, SP. Now in the case of first case it is X, SP is X divided by A into 100, correct? And in this case profit percent, in case of profit percent we had a 10% of profit, so 10 is equals to SP. What is SP in this case? It is X plus 12. So X plus 12 we can write here minus CP. Minus CP is A, so we can mention it as it is, divided by A into 100, correct? Now let's simplify it. This A can be on this side, 20A will erase from it here, and this will be 10A. I will again erase it from here. 100, 0 we can cancel here, this 0 we can cancel, and what is remaining, let's simplify it. This bracket will be here and this is also under the bracket. So here 2A is equals to 10A minus 10x, correct? And on this side it will be A is equals to this 10x plus 120 minus 10A. Okay, let's send this A to this side, so it will be 11A. 10A plus A will be 11A, and this 10x on this side and 2 on this side, so it will be 8A is equals to 10x, correct? And here it will be 11A is equals to 10x plus 120. So let's put value of now we have to calculate A, we have to find out CP, cost price. So let's put value of X as 8 upon 10A. So here we can put it here, 11A is equals to 10 multiplied by X is 8A upon 10, 8A upon 10 plus 120 will be as it is. So 10 we can cancel here, and 8A we can send it on that side. So we'll solve it here now, this part. So after this we will solve it here. So 8A can be on this side, so it will be 11A minus 8A, and 120 will be as it is equals to 120. So 11A and 8A will be 3A is equals to 120. A will be 120 upon 3, which is 40. So cost price 40, option 2 is correct. Let's go for next question. Now this is again high difficulty level question, and I again request all the learners to please pause the video and go for solving this question. So let's now try to solve it. A sells a bicycle to B at a profit of 20%. B sells it to C at a profit of 25%. If C pays 225 for it, the cost price of the bicycle for A is what? Now this may look tricky. The question may be looking very tricky as if you read for the first time and solve it for the first time. But once you understand it, it is very easy. Now here we have A person, B person and C person. 3 persons are there. Let's note it down here. A, B, C. Correct? Now A will be having a cost price and selling price. B will also have some cost price and selling price. And C will also have some cost price and selling price. Correct? Now as per the condition given in the question, A sells the bicycle to B. So selling price of A and cost price of B will be equal. Correct? Since A is selling it to B. Further, B sells it to C. So B, selling price of B will be equal to cost price of the C. And if C is paying 225, so C is paying 225 rupees for that bicycle, and we have to calculate cost price of A. So we have to calculate this. Okay. So here we need to go reverse. We can go reverse and we can calculate. Now cost price of C and selling price of B is equal. So selling price of B is also 225. Now if selling price of B is 225 and B sells it to C at a profit of 25%. So when B sold the cycle to C, B had a profit of 25%. Correct? B had a profit of 25%. So in case of CP and SP, we can write profit formula, which is 25 profit percent is equals to profit, which is SP minus CP upon CP. Correct? And multiply by 100. So this 100 can go to this side. It will be 25 upon 100 is equals to SP. What is SP? Selling price, which is 225, already mentioned, minus CP. CP we have to find out. This CP now we are talking about, divided by again CP. Okay. Now this is 0.25 and this CP can be on this side. So 0.25 CP, correct, is equals to 225 minus CP. Now this CP can be on this side, so it will become 1 CP, which is 1.25 CP is equals to 225, and hence CP will be 225 upon 1.25. Now this we can simplify. If we start dividing by 25, then this is 25. First we will remove the decimal. So if we add 2 zeros, this decimal will get removed. So it will be 125. And if we divide by 25 itself, 25 4s are 100, 25 5s are 125. And here it will be 25 8s are 200, 25 9s are. So the CP, here I will write it down. It will be 900 upon 5. Let's divide it further. 5 1s are 5, 5 1s are 5 again, 4 is remaining, 5 8s are 40 and 0 as it is. So 180. So basically this price, cost price of CP is 180, which is SP of A, 180, selling price of A. So this we got since it is equal here, and A is selling a bicycle to B at a profit of 20%. So A had a profit of 20%, correct? And accordingly, if A is having profit of 20%, then we can again write down this same kind of formula, profit percent, which is 20% profit is equals to SP. Now SP is 180, we can note it down. CP we have to find out, divided by CP as it is into 100, correct? So this gives 0.2, 100 if we make on this side, 0.2 is equals to 0.2 CP. We'll make CP on this side again, on this side. So 0.2 CP is equals to 180 minus CP. So this gives CP, if brought on that side, it will be 1.2 CP is equals to 180, and this gives CP is equals to 180 upon 1.2. So let's again cancel the 0, so we can divide and multiply by 10. So this will become 1800 divided by 12. And if we start dividing it by 6 first, 6 2s are 12, 6 3s are 18. So 0 0 as it is, 2 1s are 2, and it will be 150. Half of 300 is 150. So finally this CP is 150, and that is the final answer of the question, which is fourth option, 150 is correct. So this is how you can solve many questions on this topic, and as you solve many questions you will be confident in this topic. Thank you.